Okay, welcome everyone to Mindful Connection Happy Hour Week 8. Here we are, we're 2 months in. Amazing. I know, it's incredible that, yeah, it's been a long couple of months, we should say. And as some of the cities are starting to open up, I thought today we would sort of reflect on this time, and not to say that we're done and it's still, you know, as we say in Colorado, safer at home. But we're noticing that things are in various parts of the country are starting to open up. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a little bit of reflection. So as always, I'd like to turn our focus towards the origins of mindful meditation to honor where it came from. And so first we want to honor the fact that it is an ancient religious spiritual practice that is that comes from typically Eastern indigenous cultures, Hinduism, Buddhism, and other religions and spiritual practices. We want to also begin by honoring the land that we're on and all those who lived on the land before it was stolen. We honor all of the enslaved peoples who were transported here against their will and whose blood, sweat, and tears birthed the society in which we live. We honor all of those who have chosen to live, work, and sacrifice in service to provide a sense of freedom and welfare for all. And finally, this week, we honor the brave healthcare workers, grocery workers, delivery workers, and all other service workers who are on the front lines, putting the good and welfare of humanity above their own. So with that, please join me in a moment of gratitude for all of the people I just mentioned and anyone else you would like to honor at this time. Taking a deep breath in together. And exhale, and we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. So moving into a guided meditation of grounding, connection, compassion for ourselves and for others. We'll start off as always with a guided meditation, and then I'll leave you with 5 or 7 minutes, something like that, for you to do some silent reflection and silent meditation. And then I'll come back at the end to close. So I'm going to invite you to find yourself in your seat, just noticing, focusing on your body. If it feels good to close your eyes, feel free to do so. If not, you can just gently gaze down about a foot in front of you. And I invite you to consider what is closest to the earth right now, whether it be your feet on the ground, your hips on the chair, the couch, or wherever you're sitting. Just notice that connection. It's a beautiful grounding practice. And then I invite you to consider what's going through your mind right now. You hear the sound of my voice. As always, if it feels in any way like anything I say is distracting and you just want to sit, just let my voice go in one ear and out the other. But I invite you to just notice. This is an important mindfulness practice, is just to notice what is happening in your body, what's going through your mind. Our minds think thoughts. That's what they do. So just notice that. Notice the temperature of your body. Are you hot? Are you cold? Are you just right? Just notice. And then focus on being present. What does it mean for you to be here now? Just notice. And I encourage you to take a deep breath in here. And then exhale together. And reflecting on where we're at now, where we are now. Looking back at the past 8 weeks, I'm going to invite you into some inquiry here where you consider some questions that come up that I'm going to ask. Just notice what comes up for you in terms of an answer, if anything. There's no pressure here, just some thoughts and ideas that you can do with whatever you would like. So the first question, again, looking back at the last 8 weeks, is what have you learned from this experience? What has resonated with you? Just notice as you ask these questions, what happens in your body, just what you notice. What challenges have you faced? What lessons have you learned about yourself? What lessons have you learned about others? Family, friends, coworkers? What is one thing you want to remember about this time period after we're able to move more freely again? And finally, what is one thing you've been doing during this time period, perhaps that you haven't done before, that you'd like to continue doing, or that you'd like to incorporate into your life after we're able to move more freely again? So I invite you to consider any of those questions that resonate with you. Sitting in mindful silence, just noticing what comes up and allowing your thoughts to flow or to move away. Just notice what happens. Focusing on your breath whenever you feel in any way, if feelings come up that you want to notice, and allow them to go. Allow them to pass through you and move on. So welcome back. If your eyes are closed, feel free to gently flutter them open, taking a deep breath in and exhale. And if any thoughts or ideas came up during your reflection, any answers to any of the questions that I proposed that might be helpful for you to maybe do some journaling or writing some of these things down might be helpful, especially the things that you want to remember about this time period, or the things that you want to continue to incorporate in your life. If something new, you have a new practice or a new idea or something that you're doing, people have gotten really creative and with the time. I heard recently that more and more people wanting to incorporate a nap, for example, in their day, even when they go back to, working in the office. I don't know how they're going to do that, but for some folks that seems like a nice idea. I invite you to, as we think about what we've all been experiencing, and it's not the same journey, but we are experiencing something that is we are sharing right now. And so I invite you to take one hand, put it on your heart, and a second hand over the first, and offer for yourself first, and for others also, as cities are starting to open up again, wanting to make sure that we stay safe. And so this is metta, which is it's offering loving kindness to yourself and to others. And I think that this is a good time to be thinking about that. I mean, it's been a good time for the last 8 weeks, but especially as some cities are opening up, and we don't know what really, I mean, we kind of know what that means. Is it's not, those numbers are not going to look right. So I want to say it this way, is may I and all living beings be healthy. May I and all living beings be happy. May I and all living beings be strong. May I and all living beings live in peace and without suffering. We take a deep inhale and an exhale. And I thank you. Thank you for joining me. I think we will probably be doing this for a few more weeks. So I encourage you to join us, join us again. But thank you very much, and enjoy your weekend and the week ahead.